Sunday Bengaluwa Toby. I'm a lover of God. I work with one of the fast rising fintech company in Nigeria. I would say I'm a deep thinker. I always have a lot of questions in my head, and I just like to know things more. I would say life before Christ was beautiful because I was born into a Christian home. My parents were both pastors, and it was just the normal Christian home, born into a Christian home, the religious way. Because I grew up in the Pentecostal church where we believe the religion, we only grew up knowing the religion, we didn't know Christ. Like the routine, you have to go to church, read your Bible, pray, fast. We are compelled to fast. That's just it. We don't know the value of fasting growing up. We just knew it was a routine. If you're a Christian, you must pray, fast, read your Bible. That was, if I could remember vividly, that was 6th day of March 2009. Yeah, I was in camp for the special legal service. I've been going to camp for like 6-7 years before then, but there was a different encounter that day. I was sitting right beside my mom. We were discussing, and Daddy Gio made an altar call. I didn't want to stand up, but the next minute I saw myself going forward, because I remember that I was sitting down, and the next minute I was on my way to the front. And when I got to the front, I could not pray. I was just shedding tears because I had this encounter that was different. I've been going to church all my life, but that day was so unique, so different. I felt something different. I was just on my knees and I was just crying. I couldn't say a word. I was just crying. Like, I felt like I wish I had known this a long time, not now. So I just wanted more. I felt like I should have had this before. I felt like I've been deprived of something special like this. So I was just there. And my mom used to tell me that if you give your life to Christ, always ask God for something, always ask for a proof. So I asked God for a proof that day. That was the year I had my first JAMB exam. The result was already out. I scored less than 200. So I told God that I wanted to show me that this salvation is true. And 2 weeks after, JAMB sent an email that they wanted to remark some exams. So they remarked my own physics, and I scored above 200. So I knew that was the mark. Growing up, I used to have this anger issue. I don't know where it came from. Maybe it's hereditary. If you do anything, I can stab you in the chest. And yeah, my elder sister could attest to that. While growing up, we had a small issue, and I stabbed her on the leg. That's how crazy I can be when I'm angry. So after I gave my life to Christ, I didn't go for any therapy section. I just discovered that even if you get me angry, I will just be still, be calm, and be looking at you. I was not like, is this really me? So I felt like the old self in me died, and that anger in me just died completely. I think that's the changes I saw, the significant change that I saw after I gave my life to Christ. It's been a journey, yeah. Because at some point, I would say I deviated because I felt the church is just a place where people practice religion, not Christ's life. Yeah. Because the kind of environment I grew up, I felt like the church is too toxic for me. Because people practice something else in church, and outside they are backbiting, they are hating on each other, and you say you belong to the fold of Christ. So I felt, because I was young, I was a teenager, that was what I was seeing. My immediate environment influenced me. So I felt I can't be in this kind of toxic environment. So I left the church. I went the other way around for years. That took me like almost 11 years. I did all sorts of things. My parents didn't even know. I would be somewhere, someone else in school, someone else at home. So my parents felt I was this boy that was brought up in church, but I knew I was not. And I think it was 2017, yeah, when I came home from school. I was in church and I heard a voice. And the voice was telling me, you don't need the church, you need me. And that was the turnaround. And I would say my life since then has been, because people that knew me then and now, I don't even need to tell you anything. People that knew me like 6, 7, 8 years ago, now they can see the change, because I didn't believe anything would come out of me. But now, yeah, I would recommend Jesus any day, anytime, because Jesus has given me life. Like, everything I wanted in life is in Jesus. Everything I could ever want in life is in Jesus. So I would recommend Jesus for anyone at any time. I would want to advise somebody who is just beginning life in Jesus, and also advise, like an advice, share experience with people who are still battling with what I went through. I would say I was an addict for more than 10 years, a drug addict, and that has been my hunger to bring more younger people out of addiction, because I know how hard that can be. It's very hard. The more you try to go out, the more you go deep. It's just like a sandstorm. The more you try to remove your leg, the more you get to sink in, the more. So my advice today would be, let them just look to Jesus and just take it one step and then another. You can't say you want to stop in a day. You take it one step and be intentional about it. I would say that's one thing that kept me going till I finally stopped. And for somebody who's just beginning life in Jesus, I would say Jesus is sweet. Jesus gave me hope. Jesus gave me life. Jesus gave me a brand new life. Like, he took away everything that I've done, and he gave me a clean slate to start from. So I would say Jesus is just life. There's no life without Jesus. There's no life without Jesus. Jesus is life. It's the essence of life. That's my advice for somebody who's just starting life in Jesus. Just be committed to Christ and submit to him. That's what I would say. Don't always try to take charge. Let him lead. Just totally surrender to him. And I think it will give you the best life. It's going to give you the best life, because the best life is in Jesus.